Today's video, I will be discussing the first 2024 presidential election debate that occurred last week between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. And the reason that I'm making this video, despite the fact that I haven't made any videos in quite some time, is that I believe that this 2024 presidential election will be one of the most important elections of our lifetime. It will be a foreshadowing of the path our country as a whole goes down, whether we go down the path of continuing to enjoy all the civil liberties that we have fought long and hard for, or we go down a path of regression and fascism and authoritarianism. And after watching last week's debate between those two, I think that President Joe Biden needs to drop out. I think that someone needs to step up, not Kamala Harris, and they need to throw their hat in the ring because that debate performance was terrible. I mean, I've never seen nothing like it. I mean, I thought Biden did a phenomenal job when he debated Paul Ryan and Sarah Palin. I mean, he cleaned their clocks, but it's clear that he's had a cognitive decline over the years, and he's just not the same person he once was. And it's nothing against him personally, it's a part of life. And I think the people around him need to look in the mirror and see what's at stake, because we can't continue to have this guy go on stage and not being able to string together complete thoughts and coherent sentences. I mean, Trump should have been an easy one-round knockout for anybody. I mean, Trump was saying stuff like, they asked him, how are you going to care about the environment or something like that? And he's like, oh, during my election we had H2O, and there were sharks, and then and boat electrocution, and I'm like, come on, man, that guy should have been easy. I mean, to debate. And Biden, he just looked like he just wasn't even there. It looks like he was checked out. He was like daydreaming. And I know like people were making excuses like, oh, he was tired, he had a cold, he had a stutter. I have a slight stutter. My father had a stutter or whatever. And also I travel for work quite a bit. I started this job about a year or so ago, and there's a lot of traveling with it. And the jet lag is a thing. But if I know that I had such an important thing that I had to go to, and I know the stakes are this high, I would make sure that the month prior, I ain't getting on no plane. Every single day, I'm getting 8 to 9 hours of sleep. I'm gonna be eating a good breakfast every day: pancakes, sausage, eggs, orange juice. Making sure like I'm on point for game day. And Biden showed up. He didn't even show up. Like he wasn't even prepared. It looks like. And with Trump now leading in the polls, I think it's time for the leadership in the Democratic Party to say, hey, look, we can't run this guy. Gavin Newsom and Wes Moore, I think, should be on a ticket as soon as possible. I think that the sooner that Biden gets out, the sooner that they can start, like, another person can step up and start getting that name recognition out there and start showing the American people what they bring to the table. Because if this was an interview, like he failed. And I hate to say it, but unfortunately, I will have to still vote for Biden because of how the Supreme Court is. I do not want another conservative Supreme Court justice to be nominated on that Supreme Court. We've already seen how bad Trump's Supreme Court picks have been for our country. I mean, right now, a president can basically do whatever he wants. He can have someone assassinated, and he has immunity from anything or from everything. So I mean, it's crazy, and that's the road that we're going down, and things will get a lot worse. And I highly recommend you guys go Google what Project 2025 is, because if Trump is elected and even half of those things are implemented, a lot of our things that we have fought for will be gone, and that's scary. And yeah, I get it. Like, things are tough economically. There are tens of millions of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and inflation is high. But with Trump in office, I think that the economy will go downhill, just like every other Republican that's been in office since I've been alive. Democrats get in office, economy's great. Republicans in office, recession, almost getting into a depression. So proof is in the pudding, and that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. I really hope that Joe Biden drops out, and that's all I gotta say. So talk to y'all later.